Okay, hello, hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I have before me the MPC Live III, and I'm super excited to get in and just kind of find my way around it, start to learn the basics of it. I've actually had this thing for like 2 weeks now, but I was out of town and then I was sick, so I haven't really gotten to mess around with it. But over the last like 24 hours, I've finally booted it up, started digging into it, and I have to say that at least for my workflow, it's awesome. I mean, it's really, really intuitive. I love having the step sequencer. The clip matrix makes it really powerful for live looping. But like I said, the purpose of this video is just, I want to get a first impression of it. I want to make something, take you with me on my journey to explore this thing using the limited knowledge that I have about it. So yeah, I'm excited to dive in. I really like this thing. Let's just move over to the desk and get started. All right, so here we are. MPC Live III. I'm not going to take you through like the specs of this machine because there's a million videos on YouTube that do that a lot better than I would. I'm just going to take you through the workflow and kind of like the basic, if you want to make something start to finish and take advantage of some of the new features of this thing, like the step sequencer, like the clip matrix, like the 3DE pads, I forget what they call them. But yeah, some of that stuff. So anyways, I'm just going to get started here. This is actually so new to me that I haven't even put any of my samples on here. So I'm just using a stock kit. This is from the lo-fi kits that comes with it. I think this is the early hours. So it's got some drums down here and then some piano. I know I'm going to be able to make something with those sounds. They sound really good. So anyways, I have a drum program loaded up with that kit, and then I also have the same exact drum program loaded up again in another track for my samples. And then I have one of these tracks that takes advantage of this kind of expression. I'm going to try and sprinkle that in there somewhere. And then I have an audio track because I want to try and practice some live looping into this clip matrix, which I think is going to be a really big part of my workflow. So that's pretty much all I have here. I'm at 86 BPM and I am recording everything into the matrix view, not the arranger view. I'm just going to ignore that for now. Let's go ahead and get started. So I want to take advantage of the step sequencer first. Obviously, I'm someone who loves finger drumming, and I will always kind of use that. That'll be my go-to. But I do really like having a step sequencer because it allows me, after I've played my pattern in, to get really surgical on individual hits and nudge them or change the velocity, just to add that little extra piece of character or groove to drums, which I think makes grooves just stand out rather than quantizing them and calling it a day. So let's do that. So let's sequence. I'm going to start with my hi-hats here. And how long is this? This is 4 bars is my length right here for this clip. I'm going to turn that down to 1 bar. And then I think if I go to drum sequence mode and start putting in steps here, yep, it will just create a clip. And I'm populating that clip. So there we go, hi-hats. Beautiful. Let's make it a little cooler. So I'm going to go to every other step. If I hold the step down, I can change the velocity with the touch strip here, which is pretty handy. Let's take the velocity of every other hi-hat down. Okay. And then let's put some snares in here on 5 and, what would it be, 5 and 12? All right, and then let's do some kicks. So I'm gonna put a kick there. All right, perfect. That's really basic, but here's where having the step sequencer is cool. I can just take this velocity down really quick. These become ghost notes. Let's add some swing in here. So we're going to time correct it. Swing is at 65, press do it. And then let's go to our hi-hats here and let's time correct just these hi-hats. So go to events and go to range. Now we're going to time correct only the hi-hats and let's nudge them back like, I don't know, 5, something like that. Press do it. Yeah, see how the hi-hat's pushed back a little bit, gives it that kind of wonky feel. I love that. And then I want to take these kicks because these kicks are still swinging according to our original time correction, and I want them to swing a little more. So I'm going to take each ghost note and I'm going to move it back. And if I go to step edit, then I can choose this step and I can nudge my ticks on an individual basis, right? So this is right on. This is 72. You can see that it's already nudged back because it swung. But if I choose it, let's swing it. Let's move it way back to like 110. It's really subtle, but do you hear the difference between this ghost note and this ghost note? This is moved back a little bit, and this one is swinging the same as we were earlier. So let's push this back a little bit too. 117. What's that sound like? Nice. That's pretty cool. And then let's do the same thing with our snares, but let's actually nudge them forward a little bit. Nice. I love this. I love this, being able to go step by step and nudge and move things around and adjust velocity on a piece by piece basis. Even after finger drumming something in, this is what I would do to kind of clean up my performance. So that is awesome. So now if I want to put some samples on top of this drum groove, I'm just going to go over to my next track, which is just a duplicate. And it has all my samples already in a mute group for me. And I'm not going to use a step sequencer. I'm going to play these in real time. And here's where the clip workflow gives you an advantage over the regular arrangement workflow. Before, if you were recording and working in the arrangement view and live looping, everything would have to be the same length. So my drums were 1 bar. If I was going to live loop into this, it would also be 1 bar. But because we're working in this clips view, I can change the default length. So let's make this like 4 bars. And that way I can have more variation in my samples on top of my drums, right? And let's see here what I want to do. All right, let's turn time correct off. I want to see if I can get the timing that I want here, and let's record that. So we're recording into our clip, record, play, start, 2, 3, 4. All right. I'm a little further off the grid than I would like. So let's change our time correct settings back to square one, and we'll just turn the strength down to like 70. Let's try that. Okay, perfect. And let's add something. Okay, so actually now that I'm hearing it, I do want my drums to be 4 bars, which I think what we can do is we can go here and double clip and then double clip again. Now this should be 4 bars, right? I think I just, yeah, I did. I didn't do double length with events. That is my issue. Okay, 4 bars with events. Which bar are we editing? Editing bar 4, taking this, putting it here. Here's what it sounds like. Nice, that's pretty cool. Ooh, that's loud. All right, so normally I probably wouldn't put this in this track, but I really wanted to try this kind of expressive pad situation. So if I play a note on the bottom left-hand corner, it's just a regular note with some delay on it. But if I move my finger up here, kind of morphs into this pad. Oh, but if I just hit it, it doesn't. I don't know, kind of cool. Let's see if we can come up with something. Let's turn time correct up all the way to 100 at 65 swing. That's fine. And let's try and record here. How's our clip looking? 4 bars. Yes, we are good. 1, 2, 3, 4. That didn't work. I'm going to turn time correct off and try it again and just try and get my own timing. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Nice. I'm gonna turn that way down, just put it in the background. Cool. Okay. Now let's put some audio in here. So I'm going to actually record audio using the matrix view. So I'm not going to do it in this home page here. I'm just going to go to the matrix view, which is right here. And then I'm kind of new to this, so bear with me here as I kind of get my bearings. I guess this defaults to 4 bars. If I hold, I just create, how would I change the length from here? Oh, here it is, launch config, bar length. Okay. Okay, good to know. All right, so I have my guitar plugged in, monitor set to auto, so we can hear everything just fine. And we are in E flat. So I want to noodle over this, and when I'm ready to record, I just want to record in. So I'm going to stay in the matrix view. I'm not going to go to the main page. If I click this wheel right here, we can see we're set to 4 bars. Launch quantization is set to 1 bar. This is just like Ableton. This is so cool. So yeah, this is fine. Let's play it, see what we come up with. All right, I think I got it. So I just press record, and on the next bar, it'll start. Here we go. Oh, too early. Undo, no problem, easy. Try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not my most inspired guitar part ever, but that's fine. So let's create a B section, right? This matrix view makes it so easy to do that. I just copy and then I paste. And there's all of our clips pasted into a new section. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna delete this guitar part. Yeah, let's delete this. We'll just keep our drums, but maybe we'll make some changes, right? So let's go back to our main view here. Let's take this out. I don't think I need that. And then let's add that cowbell in. So let's record from the beginning and add that cowbell into this B section. Here we go. Not record, overdub, play, start. Duh. All right, cool, that's fine. Let's go back to our matrix view. Okay, so I turn this to note on, and I'm gonna use this to kind of like have a breakdown part, so. Let's see. You know what? I don't really like those cowbells. I want to move them. But thankfully, that is easy to do with this step sequencer. Don't have to go into the touch screen. Love that. Okay, let's record some samples in here. One, two, three, four. And then let's overdub the drum. Let's overdub the cowbell back where I want it. And then let's find a part for this. So here's somewhere we can take advantage of this new matrix situation. So I just want this to be 1 bar. And I want it to repeat every time the sequence, every bar of the sequence, right? So let's go back into matrix. Now that this is 1 bar, I can just play 1 bar into there and it'll loop. 2, 3, 4. Just like that. And actually, if I want to make it every 2 bars, I just double the length, but not the event. Here we go. Let's do another guitar part. And just to take it a step further, let's say I want to have a 4-bar phrase going here, a 2-bar phrase looping, and then a 1-bar phrase as my guitar part. That's fine, just make sure that my length is 1 bar, and then I can just record a 1-bar phrase and it'll loop alongside everything else, right? Back to the first section. And I can change this to be track mutes. Touch strip, right? And if I wanted the solo on top, I can just make a new audio track here. Go new track, audio, turn the monitor to in. Now I've got a new part for soloing. Go to the second part. Wow, yeah, super fun. I am really enjoying this so far. I'm just scratching the surface of this matrix view. This is going to be awesome for live looping. This is a lot more flexible than live looping using the arranger, which I was doing before, which is still really cool, but you're kind of locked into the first set of bars that you determine. This is really cool. This gives you more flexibility and allows you to mix and match loops with different lengths, different song parts. Yeah, so happy to be back. It blows my mind that you guys enjoy watching these videos, but I'm so thankful that you do, because it is my excuse to keep making them, which I love doing. So anyways, thanks for sticking around. Hope you have a great week, make lots of music, and cheers.